For your clock, probably you got a basic 4 to 12 valve clock. It's probably mounted either outside the garage or inside the garage, and then in the ground you'll see this cover. There's a what we call a manifold. It's where they stack all the valves together. And they wire this clock into the ground. Usually it's subground. It's got a door lid. It can be green or brown, typically, sometimes black. So you'll look for that. That's where all your valves are. Right now, the best thing you can do to protect that manifold or those valves is take a piece of insulation and throw it on top of the valves to keep them from freezing. If we get a real harsh winter, we haven't seen one for about 10 or 12 years, but we can go sub-zero some years. For about a week, it freezes the ground about that far, and then it thaws, it gets nice, and it's just the thaw kind of it disappears. If we see that, you can actually have seen valves break. And so that manifold, you don't just replace the one valve, you replace the entire manifold. When that happens, so you got to cut it out, start all over, and put it back in. It's quite expensive. So what I do myself is I'll put a piece of insulation into a trash bag, tie it up, and throw it on top in that space above the door and the valves. I just protect it that way. And I've never had a valve freeze ever. Also, what I do, I'm a little bit early, in another month, in November sometime, I'll buy the mulch, the potting soil, or the shredded bark, stuff I'm going to use in the spring. I buy it in the fall. And then I'll take that bag, I don't use it yet, I just take it, I throw it on top of that valve box. And so now I've got this much soil with some insulation. I've never once, no matter how cold we get over the decades, I've never lost a valve, have any kind of breakage whatsoever. And that little trick works really well. And if you get the tan colored bags and turn it with the label upside down, you can't even see it in the yard. So it's kind of an easy trick that keeps you from having some issues in the spring. Because if you got to hire a plumber to come out and fix that, that's probably $400 or $500 to fix that whole thing.